Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi. This is a shifting video. You might hear some noises in the background. You might hear some insanely happy laughter. I am going to tell you guys what happened to me. I don't want to give away any details, even though I told you a little bit. You guys probably saw something in a thumbnail. I actually don't know what you guys are thinking about that. I hope I didn't give away too much, but I feel like there's enough mystery there to kind of make you wonder. So yay! There's that. I'm gonna tell you all about my roast and how. Oh my god! So I basically shifted back to my hero, and I told Kago everything. I told him how I went to go find the villains after I heard them talking. How I took Frodo with me. Um, he wasn't very happy to hear about that. That I took Frodo with me after hearing about their plan. Endeavor was there, Toshinori was there, and Keigo were all there. So all of them were there. They were talking to me. And it happened because I ended up going to the school. I wanted to go there and see, I know school is going to be starting back soon. And I hadn't been there in a while because I've been doing stuff here in this reality. I just tell them, I have other stuff to do. And that's basically how it goes for there. So we were in the meeting room, and Principal Nezu was like outside the door. I didn't even know he was there. We were all sitting down across from each other. You guys remember that meeting where I poisoned everybody? It was in that room. So there was conference chairs all around us. So like five chairs here, like five chairs here, and then like two chairs on the side, and like Endeavor is sitting in front of me, and Keigo sitting in front of me, and Toshinori is sitting next to me. And so Toshinori is sitting next to me, and I'm kind of rubbing my elbow up against him because I'm so kind of scared because I knew that I made a mistake. And so Keigo told me he's gonna just keep Frodo for a while, and I'm not really allowed to be around him until I can figure out what's important. He said, until you get your priorities straight, I'm gonna be keeping Frodo with me, and you can't see him because I want you to imagine what life is gonna be like without Frodo, because something could have happened to our child, and our child was not your first priority. Which admittedly he wasn't. I wasn't thinking about him. I was just trying to. I don't know what I was doing actually. I apologize. I said sorry. I was sorry. And Endeavor said, he's like, I'm disappointed that you would come to the conclusion to do it on your own. I don't know why you would even think that. Why wouldn't you drag one of us with you? Why wouldn't you wait for us to say I want to go with you? I just don't understand your motive behind that. And then you took young Frodo with you. Why did you take the little lad? I'm just like, I wanted to say, first off, you're not freaking English. So why are you calling him little lad? You're not British. He doesn't talk like this, so I don't understand why he's a little lad, but whatever. I didn't say that. I'm just like, I don't know what I was thinking. Please forgive me, guys. I'm so sorry for what I did. And I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry because I wasn't thinking about Frodo. So Toshinori got up and he just left. And Keigo and Endeavor, they left too. And I'm sitting there at the table and I'm just staring at. So I made coffee and I didn't actually drink it. It's just sitting on a saucer. It's in front of me. And so I'm looking at it, I'm staring at it, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm like, let me just go back home. I'm just gonna go back home and I'll just come back, later and I'll just try and talk to them again and just keep apologizing until they forgive me. And another thing I didn't do, I didn't apologize to Frodo either. And I felt like I should have because I really felt like I let him down more than anybody. So while I'm sitting there thinking about this, I reach out to grab my cup of coffee and I look up and I'm sitting in a room and the room looks like Toshinori's room kind of. It's like out in his so the room is kind of like Toshinori's room, dining room. I'm at a table. There's all the stuff on the sink over there lined up, the cabinets, but there's no There's no like living room with like the TV or anything. There's no couch. It's basically like someone cut off only the part of the kitchen and like sealed off a room area for us. So I'm sitting there and so I'm holding the coffee in my hand because I was about to drink it. And Madara is sitting across from me. And my reaction is kind of like, I'm just like, please don't kill me, Madara. And he's like, I thought I would find you here. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so I don't really know why I'm here. I'm gonna just leave now. And he's like, don't go anywhere. I just want to talk to you for a second. So I'm like, what is it? You know? And he goes, I've been through time and space. I've been through a parallel universe, one like mine and one like yours. I'm like, huh. He's like, I've been through a parallel universe, one like mine. I'm like, I heard what you said, but I mean, how? How is that possible? You're not even. He's like, I'm not what? I'm like, you shouldn't be able to travel to those, to, he shouldn't be able to come here to this reality. Because you know what, guys? After I saw him the last time, okay, remember I said I was gonna try and fix things because my power is like out of whack or whatever? I saw him again at night and I sort of, so I kept seeing flashes of him, but I kind of like turned it away. So I kind of rejected it in a way. So that way I wouldn't actually like travel to him or anything. But I felt like he was trying to pull me, you know, making me extra tired, basically like draining energy from my body, like my magic. And so he's like, um, I've been watching you for like a while, and I thought for he's like, I thought for a fact that, you know, you would want to leave here and go someplace else. And I'm like, I don't I'm like, I don't understand, like I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, leave where? Like leave here? Like my hero? Because this is where my people are. And he goes, those aren't your people. And I'm like, yes, they are. Toshinori and Keigo are my people. He's like, let's talk about that for a minute. I go, talk about what? How I love them? He's like, how you're into that sort of thing. And I'm like, what sort of thing? And he's like, so if you and I became a thing, I was like, we're not becoming a thing. Like, I'm like, first off, I'm not a new Chiha. You need somebody to rebuild your clan. It can't be me because I can't be a Chiha because I'm not Asian, okay? Those people are Asian. And I'm like, first off, I said, second off, he said, I thought you looked funny. So that's why I followed you. And I found a whole different universe. He goes, I wouldn't believe it. He's like, you should just go exploring with me. You know, let's just be together since we know about this. And it doesn't seem like anybody from any of the villages I've been to know about this or know that there's another universe out there like this one. A mirror universe, a place that mirrors everything you do. And so he's communicating with me, guys, and he's talking to me through my mind. So you know what I think happened, guys? I'm gonna tell you this, and you might think I'm crazy. For those of you who don't already think I'm crazy. I think he was actually, I don't think that was actually Madara. I think that was an alien. Because aliens have the ability to talk to you through, what is it called? Um, not teleportation. What the heck is it called? I can't even think of the name now. I have no idea. It's called something. It's where they communicate with you. Telepathy. Yes. Um, they're the only creatures who can communicate telepathically to you. Gosh, that's horrible. So I'm just like, who are you really? You're not, you know, Madara. You know, Madara's not gonna, you know, pop up and just say, you know, come with me to just travel and all this stuff. And I said, you know, so he's like, you really choose me over these fairy tale guys. And I said, they're not fairy tales because I can shift to them. And he's like, That is the conscious part of your brain pulling you to these places. So this is all something happening in your brain. It's not necessarily a parallel universe, not for you. He said a parallel universe is something different from this. A parallel universe is a mirror world. Mirror world. I'm like, I know what it is. I'm like, I don't get what you're saying. Like, I feel like it's not really Madara. I'm not talking to Madara right now. There's no way. The heck is happening in there? So he's like, I wonder if I can make you, I wonder if there's some way for me to convince you. He's like, how's your coffee? I'm like, it's really good. I made it myself, so I know nothing has happened to it. Happened to the coffee. He's like, I don't need to poison your coffee or do anything to you. And I'm just like, he knows I poison coffee? Like, what the hell? You just know too much. And the thing is, Madara didn't come into the mix until later. Like, this is beyond me. Like, I didn't think about him. I don't have secret feelings for him or nothing like that. I'm not attracted to this guy. He's not attractive to me. Okay. He goes, so you're going to choose an animal over me. I'm like, who? I'm like, nobody's an animal. He goes, yeah, that bird guy. He's half bird. He's mostly a bird. So you mean to tell me you're willing to like sleep with a bird and date a bird? And I'm like, he's half human. He's like, so what you're saying is you're into bestiality. Then that's what you're saying. I'm like, no. He said, well, recently I watched you a few weeks ago at your friend's, and I noticed this, this guy who happened to not be human kiss you on the mouth. And I said, yeah, because that's his MO. Kiss me on the mouth, kiss me on the mouth. Like that's just how he is. In fact, that is not even really, yes, he's her pet, but he's also her familiar. And receiving a kiss from a familiar is more like protection. And he's always trying to do this to me. Like even like I sleep so good at their house. I'm not even joking. But he'll come over when I'm sleeping, do it while I'm sleeping. Because when I'm awake, I'm just not. He doesn't never tries it when I'm awake. I even tried like covering my mouth with my shirt. And he'll come over and use his paw to pull it down and like kiss me in the mouth because I guess I don't know. I guess he wants me to have like mono or something. I don't know. But I can't believe this freaking guy is mentioning that now. So I'm just like, you know what? I said I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm just not interested. I'm not attracted to you in any way. I said I'm happy. I told him I'm happy with the way my life is, the way it is now. Just having my three men. He said three. I mean two. He goes. I'm like I have a child there too. He's like, oh, the kid. Yeah, it's a real brainiac. I'm like, what? Please don't say anything about my kid. And he's like, I bet I could change your mind. I noticed you like there's things that you like to do with those men. And I'm like, yeah, and it's very private. And he's like, that's supposed to be something private, which is another reason me, him, he can't be human. He has to be an alien, okay? He has to be. Because someone able to communicate with me in that way and know everything you know. I feel like that's coming from my brain. How are you reading pieces of my brain when I don't even know you? Even if I know this person as a character, I don't physically know them. I don't personally know them. So I put my coffee cup down. I'm just like, I think it's time for me to leave now. And he goes, Sharingan. And he says Sharingan. I'm not even looking at him, guys. But everything warps. My chair, like, so the chair I'm sitting in kind of tilts back like that. And then I'm on the bed. So I'm on the bed. He's standing like on the side of me on the bed. Kind of like at night when you're asleep and someone's like standing over you, except my hands are like this. They're like tied up and my legs are apart. So at first I thought like I shifted back because it felt like it. Because I got kind of dizzy and I felt the pull and it almost felt like a snatch. My stomach kind of hurt a little bit. There was a little ache there. So I put my hands, I tried to put my hands here, but they were like, and then he's like, don't struggle. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Like, what's your purpose for this? Because this isn't how you get what you want. He goes, I'm not going to force you to do anything that you don't want to do. And I said, okay, well, I don't want to do this. He's like, I just want you to listen to me. And I'm like, I don't really want to listen to you. And forcing me to listen is the same thing. And so, like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get out of these. So, like, my hands are bound, but it's weird. It's almost like stretchy tape. So I can move my arms, but it's like, every time I move my arms, it like stretches them out further. And every time I move my legs, it stretches them out further. So then he comes and he stands in front of me and he says, well, if you keep struggling like that, you keep you're allowing your arms and legs to be stretched to the max. And he goes, that's a nice dress you're wearing. I would love to see, what your undergarments look like, because that's what's going to happen. The more you like struggle, the more you're going to go apart like that, and I'll be able to see everything. And he goes, hey, it'll be like interesting to see that because I wonder what it looks like. I'm like, what? He goes, if I had to guess, I would say you're wearing something like frilly underneath, like frilly underwear. And I'm just like, first off, I didn't say anything, but yeah, I am wearing like frilly clothes. So what? I wanted to wear something cute. I didn't know they were going to be as mad as me as they were. I didn't know that Toshinori was going to give me the cold shoulder. I didn't know that Keg was going to, temporarily, take Frodo away so I couldn't see him for a while. So I could wonder what life is without him for a while. Like, I know I brought it all on myself. And now I have an alien over here trying to force me to listen to him, or, let him see my underwear or whatever. So I stopped struggling as soon as he say that, and I'm just like, okay, I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Please say it. Then just say what you got to say so I can go. Like, I'm ready to leave, and I'm secretly calling my guide at the same time. I'm waiting and waiting for my guide to come, and he doesn't come. And then finally he says he's not gonna come, and I'm just like, he will come because he always comes to my rescue. Like, and so he's like I was saying, I know what you like, and I'm like, so then he comes and he sits down, like, but it's weird because he sits like, okay, he's not in regular clothes. He's in his regular. Okay, so anytime you have seen Madara, he wears he's always in his war gear. He's never in normal clothes. He's wearing his war gear, and it's cold, and it's basically like leather. And so like he's sitting on my like below my stomach, kind of, but he's holding himself up, and he takes my hand and he does this, and he's like, and I'm like, what the heck is he doing? Like, he's rubbing here, and like he's just doing all this stuff to me, like sensually, like trying to make me like, I don't know, like be turned on, but I'm not, because I'm just like, I'm not interested in you at all. And then he's like, I can go straight to the source, your G. And I'm like, don't freaking touch me there. And he's like, I could. He's like, but I want you to tell me that you want me to do that. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to. So he's like, well, you're just gonna stay here then until you decide you want me to do it. And I look at him and I'm like, that's not really fair because first off, I don't know you. Like, I don't really know you, though. And I'm telling myself this isn't real, even though it's very real. I can feel everything that's happening to me. And so like the binds on my wrist, my hands are pretty tight. So tight that it almost kind of hurt. And I looked to see if there were any bruises there. There's no bruises there, but there are kind of like little marks. And so like I can't completely ignore them like they didn't exist. So he's like, I have all day. I can just wait here. He goes, you know what? Time is endless here. We can literally wait here. And I'm like, fine, do it then. Just do what you got to do. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna, anything. Obviously, you're like an alien or something. That's because that's what I have in my head. He's like an alien. There's no way he can know all that stuff. He can communicate with me telepathically. He knows all this stuff, all this personal stuff about my, relationship with both him, with Toshinori and Keigo. And I don't really know what this guy wants. I just want him to just go away. And then he keeps making appearances here through my sub, like when I'm sleeping. Like I'll wake up and I'll see like images and flashes of him here. I haven't been able to make those go away. And I got up and my guide was straight up like just staring at him. And I saw him too. So it's like, at least he doesn't want to kill me. So, so then oh, he changes himself into Toshinori. And I know it's not him. He's like, I am here. I'm like, you don't even sound like him. He's like, shh. He's running his hands up my dress. And it's so weird because I have on a freaking off-white dress. It's really pretty. And it goes like above my knees, and I have my bloomers under it, and I have my, and my tights because I always wear tights with that. I never like let my legs come out. And he like pulled them down, and so like he put his hand, he put his hands like directly on like my opening, and he starts like putting his finger in there. And so at first I was just kind of still a little bit, and then I tried to like move around a little bit, like try to like maybe I can like move my arms into the restraints, but it felt like they got even tighter and it kind of hurt, so I stopped. And I actually couldn't really, despite what he was doing, trying to be Toshinori or whatever, I really didn't feel like didn't want to enjoy it as much as I did, but I did. Um, and I don't know if it's because of the amount of pain I was in from the damn restraints or not, but like, this is really kinky. And so, like, I had like 5 orgasms, and it wasn't because I wanted to. Like, it's like my body kind of reacted that way. And I think it's also because of all the play I do with Toshinori and Keigo together. So once I did, he like dissipated. He like vanished from in front of me. And so like I was like a mess. Like my hair and everything was like messed up and everything. And like I didn't even have my like my leggings and stuff pulled up all the way. And so for some reason I ended up on Kegel, like on Kegel's bed next to him. And he was like asleep. So like I'm laying there already like messed up. And my face is kind of like red from it, okay? Because I get like really, really flushed for some reason, even though I'm not fair skinned, it's clearly visible. And so like I'm just like, if I just lay here and just call my guide, he'll come pick me up and I can leave and nobody will know anything happened. And because if he woke up right now and saw me, he would know. And so I was laying there beside Kago, and I looked over at him because I heard him like breathing because he was asleep, and his eyes were open and he was staring at me and he's like, "I'm Candida, what are you doing here?" And I was like, I just really miss Frodo. He's like, "Then why did you come to my bed?" And I said, "Because I just wanted to lay here next to you for a second." And he's like, "Why are you so out of breath?" I'm like, "Because I'm tired, because I ran here." He's like, "You didn't run here, don't play with me. My doors are locked and my windows are locked, so you can't just break in here." And I was like, "I fine, I shifted you." He said, "You shifted to me all messed up like that." He's like, "You like you're sweating too." And I'm like, "I'm not really sweating. It's just," I was like, "I had some water." Like I'm just lying through my teeth about everything. And he's like, He like looked me up and down. He's like, he sat up and he's like, so he sat on his bed and his arm was kind of like this, and he's like, Cotton Candy doll, what have you been doing? Did you just leave Toshinori's house or something? I'm like, no. And I can't lie and say yes because he's gonna say, Toshinori, I thought you were mad, but she came to your house last night and I see you messed her up real good or something. And then he's gonna be like, she didn't come to my house. So man, so he sits up and he's like, it's almost like they never finished. He's like, it's almost like you haven't been finished off. I'm like, I am finished off. What are you talking about? And then his eyes go like this, like he's like, Cotton Canada, what did someone do this to you besides me? He goes, did someone that do this to you besides me and Toshinori? I'm like, no. He goes, then what happened? I said, I did this to myself, okay? He's like, you did this. I said, yes, to make myself feel better about everything that's happening. And I wanted to be on your bed when I did it so that I could picture you in me. Like, I just made it sound really good. And I was like, because I know you want to be in me. He's like, but you look really like, I'm like, I look what? Are you going to say I look funny or something? And he's like, he's like, I want to see. I'm like, see what? He said, I want to see you do it to yourself. He's like, fuck yourself. I'm like, right now? He's like, yeah. I'm like, why do you want to see that right now? Like, why? And he's like, because I want to see. I've never seen it before. He's like, I know Toshinori have seen it before, but I want to see it now. And I'm like, fine. So I sit on the edge of the bed so that like my back is to him. And so like I'm reaching down, but my hands are like shaky and trembling from like all the other O's I had, which he doesn't know about. And he's like, it's almost like, and I'm like, what? He's like, hmm. I'm like, what? He's like, you can't even look at me. I'm like, Kago. He's like, no. He's like, get out. I'm like, you didn't even let me explain anything to you. He's like, get out. I don't want to see you right now. You're lying to me. Until you can tell me the truth, you're going to have to go. And I'm like, fine. Then I'll leave. I don't have to be here with you. I can go. I can go right now. And so, like, I called my guide and he didn't come. And I'm like, I'm going to go. He's like, then go. I'm like, I'm leaving right now. And I back up to the door and I'm just like, I need to go. Like, now. Oh no, come get me. And he comes and he shows up and he takes my hand and he leads me out the door and he glances back at Kegel on the bed, sitting there with his arms folded. He was pretty angry looking. He wasn't naked, he just had on like a pair of boxers and he was just like, he looked really angry. I think he knows I was lying. But I mean, people are allowed to fuck themselves, right? You can do that yourself. Like, I didn't want to tell him someone else did that to me and that I was like forced to, kind of, in a way. But this is definitely an alien, guys. I don't know what this is. I came back here and I'm just like, it's a freaking alien. He's contacting me and I really don't know what he wants. Okay, let me explain to you what a mirror world is, okay? Some of you don't know. A mirror world is basically a parallel universe like ours. Imagine looking in a mirror and a mirror reflecting you back. Okay, imagine scrying with like a crystal ball. So you look in there, you can see an image of you, but the image is a bit distorted or it's a bit different, okay? Imagine just being able to see the things happening there. Now imagine not just seeing them, imagine being able to step into that world. It's just basically like stepping into an upside down world or a world that's different. Well, how are things going to be different there? Gravity will be different. Air will be different. All these other things will be different about it. It's going to feel different. It might only be night. They might never change. And I've been to these places. And honestly, being there is the most uncomfortable feeling. Um, it feels like You don't feel safe there. It feels like something bad could happen all the time. It feels like you should be hiding despite being like out in the open where people can see you. Like it just the whole thing it just doesn't feel normal or natural. So yeah, for me, I feel like that definitely was an alien. I had no choice but to let this guy touch me. The reason I didn't go into details with everything he did, because yeah, he was like fingering me, and he was also like touching like other places too. And I didn't want to tell you guys about that because I only really go into detail when it's like pleasurable stuff and it's like Kegel and Toshinori, not if someone else is doing it, like trying to describe what they're doing. I did like it a lot, but at the same time, I didn't want to like it or enjoy it because it wasn't my people. And I'm not going to stop, shifting to my hero. And I'm not going to stop, I'm not going to do what someone else wants me to do if I don't want to do it. Like I've already been in these places. I don't feel like it's safe. And I did have to share that with you, but both of them are pretty angry with me. I'm able to laugh it off because I'm just like, I can't believe that I tried to lie to him. He didn't like buy it, obviously. Toshinori probably would have just ravished me right then and there. He wouldn't have asked me any questions. I mean, seeing me like that because he's so damn yandere, he definitely would have snatched me. And like, I probably would have been screaming my head off because of like how. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that happened though. My thing is, I need to figure out who this alien is because obviously it's not Uchiha. Like I said, I can't be an Uchiha. And I don't think I look that funny, right? I look normal, kind of. And I should place. I almost kind of look like them. Like, this is how they look, right? Don't they have pink hair? Don't some of them have weird ears on their head? Or, a tail? Whatever. Like, I don't see how, like. I am going to apologize when I go back there again, too. When I go back to the school. Principal Nezu did not even tell me. Um, so Principal Nezu did not even tell me, like, when he wanted me to start back. I knew he was waiting outside the door, though. Like, I knew he was out there. Like, I didn't know he was out there at first, but when they all left, I saw him. Like, I saw, like, a piece of him. So, yeah. I have no idea what he thinks either about this whole thing because he would definitely agree with them that I was just doing what I wanted and not what I should have been doing. And I wasn't thinking about Frodo. And I need to think about him now because I do have a child and I can't be irresponsible anymore. He could have easily been taken by someone or something could have happened to him when I left him alone. Not even the villains taking him. I mean, someone, a regular family could have just decided they wanted a child. And here you have this adorable little thing in front of you. I'm going to take it because it's so cute and he's going to be my new son. And then, they would have died later. But, no. Gosh. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do about this alien guy. I haven't seen him again. Not for a while. But I have a feeling he's going to be back again. But parallel universe, I don't want to live there. I don't want to live in a mirror world either. So, by the way, if there's a way to tell if you some of you guys might have familiars already. I don't know for those of you who do and those of you who don't. So familiars, what separates them from a regular pet, you might not know you have one, is if they chose you. If they chose you, it means you're special. Did you know that? Yes. If you've been to an animal shelter and you've literally had an animal reach out and touch you and try and get your attention, that is a familiar. Um, Familiar behavior, trying to, give you a kiss. Not like a dog licking your face. I mean, like an actual kiss, like a, like that kind of kiss, like a mwah kind of kiss. Like that kind. Yes, that is a familiar. So, but it doesn't mean you still can't get mono if it's an animal. So, I mean, I would be careful there. When no kisses on the mouth. No, no. I don't know what I'm going to do when I go back, guys. I definitely have to explain myself to Kago. Oh, I can't freaking lie to him. What am I going to tell him? I did not want to be trapped there forever and just wait. And then I knew I wanted to come back here. And the funny thing is, guys, literally no time passed. It's not like before when I go to my hero and maybe it's been an hour, maybe it's been 20 minutes, maybe it's been 30 minutes, and I've been there all day. I mean, literally, I get back here and the time is like it's still, like they move. It's freaky and kind of scary. And I'm trying my best to figure this out. And then my guide is involved, so fingers crossed that I can handle this situation. I mean, I can laugh in this situation regardless of my relationship with Keigo right now, regardless of Toshinori being mad at me because this is a bigger problem for me. And yeah, I don't know what to do about it. He doesn't seem like he's gonna give up on me. What happened to the cold-blooded killer that freaking broke my hand the last time I was there? Like I know my whole hand was probably shattered to pieces last time, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much got roasted. Because that's what that was the title. It was roasted. I pretty much got roasted. All of them, telling me, I wasn't thinking about, I was only thinking about myself. I need to grow up. Endeavor told me I need to grow up. And then Toshinori didn't say anything to me. He gave me the cold shoulder, and then accused of being into like bestiality. I mean, come on. I mean, and Keigo is half human. Hawk's human, half human, half. I guess it doesn't count then, right? I don't know. Anyway, I had to tell you guys what happened because I'm going back there again tonight. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm just gonna tell them the truth. So you guys may be getting a video tomorrow. This is like probably the fastest second video I ever give you guys, but I need to go back there for sure tonight and explain myself, at least before he comes back again. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to leave questions and things in the comment. Don't forget to comment on anything you want. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think this is really an alien, or maybe I'm just insane? Maybe I am. I don't know. But it's weird. The whole thing is weird situations. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So don't forget. Don't forget to leave comments or whatever. If you have any questions, you can ask me questions. If you need to know anything, don't forget. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a like. If you hated it, also don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when other videos like this one become available. Ding, ding. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video, which will probably be tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.